Welcome guys, welcome to Riverside Bassin. I'm so excited for today's video. I'm going to be starting to show you the ultimate fishing studio that we're building. It's going to house all of our rods, all of our tackle, rod building, lure making, and kind of anything else that we get into as far as the fishing industry goes. So I'm excited to show it to you. It's a work in progress. Right now we're working on drywall, got most of the siding done, and hoping that we can get the drywall sanded, the rest of the screw holes filled, so that way by tomorrow I'll be getting on to painting. And then that way we can actually get to the point of building and designing this lure studio to be the best way possible. And this is that very studio that we're working on. So I'll give you guys a quick tour. We're almost done all the drywall. I'm really excited about it. All I have left is just to do the small screw holes holding up the angle drywall. Just have to recess them in a little bit further, then I'll be able to mud them, sand them, and then hopefully tomorrow we'll be on to painting. So I'll give you guys a quick tour of kind of everything going on in this building, what we have planned for it, and kind of what to look for in the future upcoming videos as we start to build some really cool little centerpieces and other designs in this studio. So I'll give you guys a quick tour and then we'll continue on from there and show you guys kind of the rest of the work that we're doing. So as you come through the side door on our studio, this will be my main side of it. Me and my wife, we will be sharing this building, but this side will have top and bottom cabinetry I'm gonna get from, I think it's New Age Products. They make really awesome like garage and workshop cabinets. So the whole bottom will be this gray and white cabinetry. It's gonna have 3 cabinets that'll be similar to what you would see with like a garage mechanic shop where it's got like 6 or 7 drawers. I'm gonna have all of our lure molds in there, all of our stencils, all of our airbrush equipment, lure making equipment, and then I'll have a double door cabinet that will have the air compressor, and I'll be trying to do my best to soundproof it so that way it's as ultra quiet as possible for videos. Also just so that way you don't have to hear myself just while I'm painting and working on stuff. Up above that we're going to have upper cabinets all the way across. They're going to be for all of our tackle boxes, all of our lure storage, lure blank storage. The very far right side I'm going to have it where the ventilation for our spray booth goes through there and out of the wall, so that way it's not visible too much besides maybe a foot or so of piping in between the top and bottom cabinets. And then we're going to have a center island that I'm building, and it's going to be an epoxy table, so we're going to have driftwood, river rock. I'm going to get some freeze-dried taxidermy crawfish that we'll be painting up, some small minnows, maybe even a bass or perch, and we're going to epoxy that in so it looks like an actual river scene. It will stay that way for the entire time that this is our studio. On the right-hand side here, we're going to have custom paint rack made to hold all of our airbrush paint, maybe a couple cool posters and stuff like that with fishing. I'm going to have a wall-mounted iPad as well, so that way I can have good reference photos and really be able to show off kind of what I'm trying to paint, whether that's for taxidermy purposes or just for lures, and I want to have a reference photo for a trout or small shad or something like that. Along this wall, I have a collection of like 1950s and 1970s Field and Stream books. So we're gonna frame those up and display them along the wall. And then below here, we have boardwalk boards, which if you're local to the East Coast, they're from the Ocean City, Maryland boardwalk. And we're gonna be building a rod rack all the way across. That's gonna hold all of our rod blanks that we'll be using for building, including all of just my massive collection that I've gotten over the years. So I'll be doing a separate video on building that, staining it, setting it up, and kind of getting all the pieces put together. Then over here, this will be more of my wife's side more than anything, but She does pottery, she does a lot of painting, so we're gonna set this all up, all of this side for that, and it should really turn into a really nice setup for her, give her a nice space to be creative. All right, so that is our studio. I'm gonna get to sanding, try to get some of this drywall sanded down, smooth, so that way we can paint tomorrow, try to get these screws filled in like I said, and then that way, as we get done painting, maybe we can even get started on the rod rack, and I'll have a separate video showing you guys how I do that, what my plan is. I have some real big issues. This wall is not perfect. It's got some kind of like waves in it just from it being almost a 70-year-old building. So because of that, we're gonna go ahead and try to make the wood as perfect as possible. There's some big gaps we're gonna have to either cut out to kind of match the drywall. I'm not sure how that's gonna look yet. So we'll see what we do. We'll see what we decide. I'll show you guys what I'm thinking, my plans as far as that goes, and then we'll go from there. But enjoy some of the sanding. I'll show you guys what I'm doing there. It's gonna be, even though this is a fishing channel, it's gonna be a little bit DIY projects as well. So hopefully you'll learn something if you got your own lure shop you're building, or you're just gonna work on your own house. So enjoy, and I'll catch up with you guys here shortly. All right, so we have all the mud done, all the screws are covered. I did a small final coat on the back wall here just to try to smooth it out and have a little less sanding to do. Because of that, now I have the painstaking part of waiting for it to dry. So while it's doing that, I'm just gonna kind of get everything cleaned up in the shop, get it all cleaned out, all the tools out of here, maybe try to sweep up a little bit just to get rid of some of the dust, and then kind of just wait for it to dry. And once that's done, then we can get to sanding. And at this point, it's about 9 o'clock at night, so I'm hoping to maybe be done by 10:30 or 11, and then that way tomorrow morning we can get started on painting, and you guys can kind of see that process. So hope you guys are enjoying the video so far. Give it a like and subscribe if you do. I'm really excited to start this journey. Even though this won't be the first video out, this is the first one that I'm filming, so hopefully we get kind of past the awkward stages and kind of really get into it, and hopefully you guys will stick around, and I can't wait to see how this channel grows. So you're gonna see just a quick thing of me kind of cleaning up. Unfortunately, it's gonna go a lot slower than it looks in the video, but either way it needs to get done, so let's get started on it. All right, good morning guys, it's the next day. I came out this morning, started doing some sanding, trying to get it ready for paint. And as always, of course, there's something that just doesn't go quite right. So when I came in this morning, the back wall here, which I did a little bit of touch-ups, still has a little bit of wet spots in the mud, and you can kind of see those little like dark gray spots there. So I'm kind of having to wait for those to dry so I can sand that last wall, and then that way we can really get to painting. Of course, the other thing I still have to do is I did fill all the screw holes on the angled parts of the wall, but because of the way the lights are, you can see where once it dried, it recessed in a little bit, so I'm gonna have to do just a little tiny skim coat over those. But that thankfully should only take like 15 to 30 minutes to dry. So I'm gonna get to that and then just kind of work on some final little sanding on spots that I can do, and then we'll be off to painting hopefully by about 10 o'clock this morning if everything goes well. So stay tuned and we'll get to it. And just like that, we have a painted lure shop. Absolutely in love with the colors that we went with. My wife did a fantastic job picking out this sandy brown, and then we have this amazing bluish gray color over here. They do so well together. They complement each other really well, but they clash perfectly. I love staring at that corner over there. It just looks so good just seeing those two colors mixed well. Can't wait to get the floor in. We're going to get that order this coming week and get that in. It's a pecan color. It's going to look fantastic in this shop. It's going to really complement these two colors fantastically, and I'm really looking forward to that part. I really hope also that you guys enjoyed this video. This is my first time recording, first time doing YouTube. It's going to be a wild ride, I hope, but I really hope that it kind of turned out well and that you guys enjoyed watching me kind of work on this studio a little bit. This will be part one of who knows how many parts. We got at least one for the rod holding system, which will be up next, then the flooring, then the roof and gutters, then we'll have cabinetry installing, probably then starting to get into the more nitty gritty stuff of actually designing how I want to be efficient against this wall with all the cabinetry. And so really hope you guys have fun with this as much as I do. Give it a like, give it a subscribe. I'm really hoping to get to 100 subscribers by January. That only gives us like 2 months. So that might be a tall task, but we'll see what happens. I'll be making a few more videos coming up here soon, so stay tuned, look out for those, and I really hope you guys have a fantastic day. And thank you so much for spending a little bit of time with me and getting to see kind of what I'm working on. So take care, guys. Bye-bye.